Thank you, everybody. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce our next fellow, Maria, who has actually been my source of inspiration. Um, I think I should be the first to tell you that none of this came naturally, nor was it easy. There was no magic. Just a simple act of showing up day in and day out, spending countless hours just working through her code, asking for help and feedback from her peers, mentors, volunteers, and the instructional team. Um, Coming into the extra office hours during her weekends and building side projects to experiment with and deepen her understanding of a framework or library while working on group projects with the purpose of contributing more to her group projects. I believe that um, that one team application actually won the most ambitious award for our Code Academy sponsored hackathon. And she also led study groups outside of our regular pursuit class time while juggling mom duties. So can you just imagine like superwoman? And she fully embraced her fear and her discomfort. So this journey became one of her design, really. And to top it off, Maria used the week leading up to her internship last fall, fulfilling the remaining job, like pursued job readiness criteria. So surely, as the sun rises, she converted from being an intern to a full time software engineer at her current company. And we are so proud and also very honored. Everyone, Maria.
Woo! Maria, Maria.
Everyone. Thank you all, families, friends, pursuit staff, and volunteers for being here today celebrating this incredible milestone with us. My name is Maria Liza Martinez. I graduated back in October of last year from Pursuit 6.4 Nights and Weekends Full Stack Web class, and today I'm officially a full-time web developer at a wonderful digital creative agency called HappyCog. My journey here was an unconventional one, with bumps, turns, and winding roads, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I was fortunate to attend NYU through grants and art scholarships, and with that, I graduated with a degree in animation in January of 2006. Also in January of 2006, I became a mother and sadly lost my fiance at the same time. During this difficult time, I had no choice but to forge forward and do what I had to do to take care of my family. It was really hard finding work with an art degree and a new baby right after college. And coincidentally, this was also the beginning of the recession of 2008. So many people were struggling, and that included my parents. They had both lost their jobs, and my mom and I had recently bought our first home in 2004. So I decided to move back home with them, and we could all raise my daughter together while I take on the mortgage. Well, I needed to work, so I worked many different jobs after college: waitress, sales girl, bartender, baker, receptionist, nanny, line cook, you name it. I took any job that I knew that I could do, and oftentimes worked 2 to 3 of them at the same time. My dream job had to take a back seat. I didn't know when or how or even if I would eventually get there. It wasn't until April 2019 that I had a breakthrough. I was working as a chocolatier for a small company while also working as a baker in Williamsburg, living in the Bronx. I was overworked and underpaid. Just when I thought I was stuck forever, I met my now good friend Caroline Cruz, who, having learned about my story, told me that I should apply to Pursuit. She had also graduated from the Pursuit Fellowship and was doing extremely well in a great new career in tech. She saw potential in me. I only hesitated because it had been so long since I had been in a classroom environment and learned anything so complex. I was afraid of not doing well, and so I stalled. But finally, I got my application in right at the last minute. And to my delight, I got in. The process to get into Pursuit for me was smooth, almost like I was supposed to be here. Of course, I was excited, but I had no clue how difficult it would actually be. Working full time and going to class at Pursuit nights and weekends meant I had no time off and no sleep. I worked many late nights till dawn with Udo Kabasi, Danny, and Ashia, helping each other figure out bugs. But as hard as it would be, I always felt supported by my Pursuit cohort, with my instructor and Caroline, my instructor Corey and Caroline, and especially Farah, my sweet friend and fellow single mom coder, helped me stay up when I felt I should quit. We all leaned on each other throughout the program, and I wouldn't be here without you guys today. And then March 2020, you all know, COVID came along and forced us to stay home. I was afraid of what learning from home would look like for me, but I did what I always do, and that's what I have to do. I had just been laid off from my job in March, but I took advantage of this opportunity to study and get ahead. I coded from day to night and got some sleep during quarantine. I credit this bittersweet change of plans for my progress at Pursuit. And then it was September, and the time to finish Pursuit was imminent, so I buckled down and started applying for my first tech job. On LinkedIn, I noticed a position open for a web development intern at a company with a curious name, HappyCog. I like that. It's a hip digital agency that provides services like web development, design, and marketing to important companies and institutions around the world. I was thoroughly impressed with the kind of work that they do. But what sealed the deal for me really was their Meet the Team page, which included puppies on the lineup. I was like, yes, please. So I applied, I interviewed, and I was offered the internship. It all happened so quickly. My first tech job, and about 2 weeks later, I would graduate from Pursuit. Again, almost like I'm supposed to be here. My internship with HappyCog in the beginning was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. Remembering my first day at Dev Stand Up, where all the developers and our project managers get together for a Zoom meeting and we say what we worked on yesterday and what we'll do today, I was intimidated. It felt like it was my first day of high school or something. But how cool was that? I was on the development team. I learned so many new technologies like Docker, Tailwind, even learned to work with content modeling systems like Craft. It was a whirlwind of information, but thankfully I have a great mentor, Greg, and with the rest of the team, I never felt lost. The internship was originally only going to be for 3 months, but because I was doing better than expected, it was extended another 3 months. So that's 6 months. I had more time to learn from such an incredible, talented, cool, and kind group of people. Anytime I have a question or anytime I have a problem, I know I can turn to anyone on my team for help, and they will gladly reach out their hand to me. We're all focused on one goal, and that's creating the best experience possible for our clients. It felt perfect for me working on this team, and I knew from day one that I didn't want to leave. Despite the imposter syndrome, which still sneaks up on me from time to time, it really felt like home. In March, I had my review and evaluation. My internship was up and it was time to make a decision. But on March 9th, I was invited to be part of the HappyCog team as a full-time web developer. I, I felt like I was on top of the world. And I finally have my dream job. If there's just one thing that I've learned from all these incredible experiences is to never, ever give up. Keep going, keep pushing forward, and keep your goal in mind. Sorry. No obstacle or challenge or hardship can keep you from what you deserve. Thank you to the wonderful people I've met along the way, the awesome Pursuit staff, Caroline, Corey, Alejo, John, Jenya, Dave, Celine, Juke, Mike, Jimmy, Tali, 6.4, all the fellows, and everyone here. Thank you to my mentors for your patience and guidance throughout my journey. To my best friend, Laura, I love you. And to all the HappyCog people at HappyCog for giving me a chance at working my dream job and living my dream life. And finally, to my daughter, my angel, thank you the most for inspiring me to be my best self. Thank you. And I'm gonna ring my gong right now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.